one of the best, if not the best, battle 1v1 in Total War Warhammer that I've fought so far. This is fought in Blade Balance. I'm fighting up against Granitor. He has taken the Vampire Counts. Granitor has got a YouTube channel that I'll link in the description, focused on multiplayer battles, and he's got an accent that can only be classified as 10 on 10. I've taken the Warriors of Chaos, and you know what, before I go into the battle, let me talk about some of the changes that I've made to the Chaos Warriors. I have changed a number of units, number of prices of units, or the price of a number of units. The Chaos Warhounds and the Chaos Warhounds with Poison are two units that have been that have had their prices reduced. These guys now cost 525. Oh no, sorry. They used to cost 525. They now cost 375. The ones with Poison. The ones without Poison cost 50 less. They cost 325. So they are pretty handy dandy units when if you don't want to bring a lot of expensive cavalry, you can just bring these cheap guys instead. The other guys who've been reduced in their price are these guys, the Throwing Axe, Marauder, Horseman. Now these guys are pretty good now at a cost of 600. Or sorry. They've just had a price reduction of 100 respectively. The guys without Throwing Axes, as you can see here, dealing a bunch of damage to the Vargheists. They dealt a lot of damage to this one already. Both of them have had a price reduction of 100. So that gives you some cheap options in units that are not very sturdy in melee at all, but can give you that much needed maneuverability to provide emergency support to your otherwise non-maneuverable army. Now, my Warrior of Chaos army is composed of 3 Forsaken, 3 Chaos Marauders, 1 with great weapons, 1 Chosen, and some Chosen Warriors, Chaos Warriors with halberds. On the other hand, Fate of Buna being dropped on my Chosen over here. I've got also a Chaos Sorcerer of Fire with the Dragon Ogre Shaggoth, the main man himself. What's his name? Kolek Sun Eater. Now, the zombies are about to get rear charged by Chaos Warhounds. My Marauder Horseman got caught by Vargheists and Chaos Trolls. Crypt Horror, sorry. Keep confusing them. Anyways, the army brought by Granitor includes a Vampire Lord who's kept on a mini dragon or a flying zombie unicorn. And he's got a couple of Vargheists. He's got, I think, 3 Vargheists. Now, the Vargheists can be very potent, but he needs to time their charge in correctly. Now you can see I'm dropping in Piercing Bolts of Burning. You might be wondering why am I dropping that, because actually now Piercing Bolts of Burning is quite strong. It's a good spell for 10 mana, and for 15 mana it's very, very powerful. The fire spells, I've treated them as a bombardment spell the way it's meant to be. They can be used as like artillery alternatives. They can just be dropped in from far range and deal a bunch of damage to a lot of units, but they aren't very good at single target spells, much like artillery. At dealing damage to simple targets. Now, Chaos Warriors with halberds about to destroy the rest of these Vargheists. They were with the double XP chevron, so a lot of money was put on them, and you can't really say that they've been very worth it. Now, the Chaos Warhounds with Poison are going to get attacked by the Vargheists. I'm going to send the other Chaos Warhounds to help their poisonous counterparts, and then bring in a Chaos Warrior with halberds. They're super slow, so it's going to take this unit and this Marauder Horseman are going to be very essential in tying down the Vargheists and making them not fly. Another Fate of Buna being dropped on the other Chosen. I actually brought 2 Chosen here. As I steadily move through, the Chosen have taken so much damage. But now I'm going to drop a second Piercing Bolts of Burning, I believe, on this one Graveguard with great weapons. And there we go, Piercing Bolts burning through the sky, and it does a ton of damage to the Graveguard. Now my Chaos Marauders are going to engage the zombies head on. 3 Chaos Marauders versus 3 zombies. The zombies should die, but they will be good charge bait for the Graveguard with great weapons. Chaos Trolls get a beautiful charge in on my Forsaken, and I'm going to bring a Chosen to help support. And over here, it looks like the Forsaken and the Chosen are steady waiting for the zombies to charge in. I'm not really willing to let them charge and then get their charge dissipated, so I'm going to instead bring Kolek Sun Eater, the main man, the big boss dog himself. He is about to destroy all of these Graveguards and zombies. I drop another Piercing Bolts of Burning. It looks like against the Graveguard, it does a lot of damage and a lot of more. Actually, no, that's the zombies. It does a decent amount of damage. The Chaos Marauders are not going to last very long. on the flanks, and more importantly behind, the Vargas have come back. I don't know if they have no, they don't have regeneration, but the Crypt Horrors are steadily dealing a lot of damage both to my Chosen and to my Forsaken. I'm bringing in a Chaos Warrior with halberds around the flanks, and I'm dropping that Lightning Storm that Kolak Sun Eater has, of course, in his arsenal, which is what makes him such a deadly hero. He's going to now come in and pound the ever-living balls out of these Vargas. He's taken a bit of damage so far, and he is in danger of getting overwhelmed by a bunch of units, but he will do a lot of damage in the process. 22 kills on him so far, and the Chaos Sorcerer of Fire is also killing a couple of zombies before moving around. Now Kolek again is getting mobbed by zombies and Graveguard with great weapons. That's not going to be very good for him. Of course, he has an area of attack, main attack, I guess that's what you can call it, so he will do decent damage against all of these units. On the flanks though, the Vargas now steadily dropping to a lot of Chaos Marauders and Chosen. On my left flank isn't looking too great. What's it called? Marauder Horsemen with throwing axes are going to fire into the Vargas, which is going to be very useful, and against the Wizard as well. Now I'm going to drop Piercing Bolts of Burning one last time just to get all of these guys out of Kolek Sun Eater's way. But as you can imagine, the Flame Bolts are not going to be very useful for Kolek either. He takes a bunch of damage, but he basically clear off all of these Graveguard and zombies at one go. Vargas now wavering. The Chosen also wavering. They haven't done anything in this battle. I've also dropped their price. They are now 1100 talents. I plan on dropping their price by 100 or maybe 50 more, because they're still not very good. They still lose to Black Orcs and stuff. But maybe I won't. They seem to be in a decent place now. I'd like to make it a little bit better before I'm done with changing them. Now I'm dropping Fireball with Fireball. What's it called? Overcast against the magical unicorn zombie Vampire Lord, while my Chaos Sorcerer of Fire gets mobbed by zombies. But the Vampire Lord is taking some damage. He's not a bad motherfucker like Kolek. Kolek just doesn't mind getting stabbed to pieces by everyone else. He's still gonna destroy all of them before he dies. He's taken a lot of damage. I think most of it was from my Piercing Bolts of Burning. I believe I overcasted too. So yeah, that probably wasn't the smartest move. It did look badass though. You can see here the Chaos Marauders with great weapons, Chaos Marauders and Forsaken. Even though the Forsaken did a bit of damage, all of them are routing now against the Graveguard with great weapons. And they are going to be just following the Chaos Warriors with halberds. The Chosen, now back at 52 men, is going to try and charge into the Graveguard with great weapons while I lure them with my throwing axes, Marauder Horsemen. The Chosen technically should be able to destroy the Graveguard with great weapons, but great weapons have great armor piercing damage. The Chosen don't really, so I don't know if this is a great battle for them. But the Chaos Marauders with throwing axes should help out. They're going to get a rear charge onto these Graveguard, so that's a good move on my part. The Graveguard are now routing or wavering. Going to drop, what's this? Oh, he's dropped Aspect of the Dread Knight on his zombies, which is a bit of a strange move. Kolek is steadily dropping down in hit points, but he has done a lot of damage. The Graveguard with great weapons again, trying to kill him off, but that is a task that is far too difficult for a solitary Graveguard that's already been damaged. Poking them with that huge hammer that he has, overcompensating for his lack of anything down there. But you know that it works out for me, because he's going to be much more useful with a much bigger weapon in his arms rather than down below. The Chosen now have lost to the Graveguard with great weapons, especially with the Vampire Lord helping out by getting a rear charge, and he's done a decent bit of damage, and more importantly he's going to scare off all of these units over here because they're already wavering. I'm getting some of the Forsaken and some of the Chaos Warhounds back, and more importantly my Marauder Horsemen are coming back, and this one is routing now, but if he stops chasing it, it'll come back, and then it can rejoin Kolek Sun Eater, and maybe a united front would be more useful. At this point, it seems like I have more units, but a lot of them are routing, and this Graveguard should be able to kill off the Chaos Warriors with halberds pretty easily. Kolek is very much damaged, so I need to kill off this Graveguard as much as possible before it tries to rout these guys, but it almost looks like that's inevitable. The Graveguard with great weapons, more than happy to stay in the fight. They are what, 53 men. That's a lot of men left at the end of this epic battle. But as you can see, there's still 4.5 minutes, almost 5 minutes left in this battle. I'm going to fast forward it for a little bit as Kolek just eats all of those. I was about to say eats out. That's a bit awkward. He eats all of those Graveguard with great weapons, and now it's going to be a final showdown. The Marauder Horsemen throwing a couple of their javelins against the Graveguard, forcing the Graveguard to charge into them. But since they have their backs turned, the Marauder Horsemen should be able to toss in one more cheeky volley. Can they? Will they? I don't think so. They do have quite a bit of ammunition. 10 ammunition for such armor-piercing, like good, strong missiles is decent, I think. Let me know what you guys think, if you think they should be reduced in price even more. But now they're going to try and give chase to the wizard. Not give chase, but try and shoot at the wizard. And here you can see he uses Raise Dead. That's another spell that's been buffed. It only costs 2 mana because it made absolutely no sense for raising a unit of zombies to be like 9 mana. So now it's only 2, but it's hard capped at 2, so you can only spawn a max of 2 zombies. The Chaos Warhounds, I thought I'd get cheeky and charge into the Graveguard who were retreating, but the poor doggies, they saw the Graveguard and they saw their skeletal figure and they were like, fuck this, and they run away. They could have actually been a bit useful, I think. And at least chomping down through the zombies. I probably should have just sent them on an attack order onto the zombies. But now Kolek is... we have a very damaged Kolek. We have some Marauder Horsemen with throwing axes. Another Marauder Horseman. But unfortunately, none of these units will really do much against the Graveguard with great weapons. Chosen, they're Forsaken here, but both of them severely depleted. The Graveguard, not really. So it's all up to Kolek, and how much am I willing to risk Kolek? If he dies, I've lost this battle, but I also need him to kill off the Graveguard, otherwise I've lost the battle. So yeah, and anyways, I need my Marauder Horsemen as well to stay because one of them has some ammo left, and that's going to be very critical if I want to kill off this fucking Vampire Lord, dude. So he rear charges my Chosen, and the Chosen, they're wavering now, and I think he's popped in Invocation of Nehek, which increases which buffs up his health, and so he's very much hale and healthy at this point. And Kolek is about to get a charge in onto some of the zombies and just chop them down. The Marauder Horsemen are going to help out against the Graveguard. They're taking a lot of damage now. Kolek has gotten 160 fucking kills, dude. The Marauder Horsemen now, they've gotten a single experience shot. The throwing axes are no joke. I'm trying to get an attack order in on them, but instead I'm going to use a lightning spell to just kill off the rest of these Graveguard and zombies. Kolek is going to get one more bash in on the Vampire Lord before he flees away. Of course, some javelins pouring in from the distance, but again, all of these guys are wavering, and now they're routing. So are the fucking Chosen. These Chosen, oh man, but of course, he very smartly Fate of Bunard them at the start of the game, so they were never going to be very useful. So now Kolek Sun Eater is going to rear charge the Graveguard. Of course, big shout out to Grandin for not using Spirit Leech. Could have easily Spirit Leeched Kolek, but he chose not to, which is very admirable. Of course, Spirit Leech, I think is it's still good, but at 13 mana he Fate of Bunard 2 units, and then he Invocation of Nehek, and then he raised some zombies. So I honestly don't think that would have been possible if he solely tried to Spirit Leech my army. So the Dragon Ogre Shaggoth, being as epic as he possibly can be, just chewing through the zombies, and now the Necromancer Lord the Vampire Lord is forced to engage him. Look at the size difference between these two. Good goddamn. I need to take a screenshot, sorry. So, Kolek Sun Eater, one push and kills off everyone. And it's a valiant defeat for whom? I think I lost? I guess it's a bit... he gets a hit in and then he's gone. So very close battle, but it was not Vampire Lord, it was Manfred von Karstein. I always get this wrong. He dropped a Invocation of Nehek on himself, which is very smart, and then he was too strong for Kolek, poor old Kolek, who got 200 kills in this battle. So incredibly epic battle. Let me know what you guys think of the changes in blade balance, if you like it so far. And look at the links in the description for the YouTube channel for Blade Balance Buddies, the Steam group that you should join, and the download link for Blade Balance Mod. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and stay tuned for more. Peace.
Attack!